Mama.
Are we crafting? What do you have on your face?
Stickers and
Are we finishing our snowflakes?
stickers and
Oh, Noah stole it.
Stickers.
Noah stole my snowflake.
and stickers.
We're just getting ready. We're wasting time, essentially. It's not a waste, I know. But we're killing time until 20 minutes from now when I have to leave and go to the doctor and get an asthma test. And then we have to leave that doctor and go to another doctor and get an elbow looked at. What do you think about that?
Good.
What is this one right on your chin? Hello. It's almost 1 p.m. and I have not talked to you in hours at all since this morning at like 7. Because a lot of reasons. The main one being I was very not in a place of equilibrium. I was very stressed out. So I think I'm a little calmer and a little more together at the moment. Baby Noah is sleeping. Nova says she's napping today, which is completely a lie, but she's being quiet in her room, so I'm not going to argue with that. So what happened was this morning we pack everything up. We pack all the snacks, the toys, stroller. We go to get the asthma test, and I think I got there at right when they opened at 8. Our appointment was at 8:10. They didn't call us back till 8:20, which is ridiculous because I was the only person there. There was nobody else in the waiting room. So she calls us back. Nova was thankfully an angel and made friends with a nurse and colored her pictures, etc. But Noah immediately found a pair of scissors. So that was fun. So then I had to trap him in the stroller for the asthma test, which was supposed to take 45 minutes. We were there in that room for half an hour with him sitting in the stroller, sob crying because he was being held against his will. And we did not get the test done because the program wasn't working. Like the machine wasn't connecting to whatever program on the computer. So we did all of that and got nowhere. No results, no breathing test, nothing. So I was upset enough about that, right? But it's just a lot of work to go through with Noah and a lot of crying to endure for no results, not even getting to do the test. So we left there. We had time before my elbow appointment. So I stopped and got an allergy shot. And of course, he was happy at the allergy shot place because we've been there 100 times. And he can kind of do a lap in the waiting room. So he's just doing his laps. He has a massive poop right when they call me. So I have to hold this baby who just had a massive poop, who does not want to be held, who stinks. He's so stinky, while they poke me in the arm. Then we go back out to the car. I change him in the trunk, put him back in the car, which was a whole thing. And then we go to the elbow appointment, where the second we walk into the waiting room, he starts crying. And we were probably in the waiting room for 20 minutes. So he just fussed for 20 minutes. I don't think I've ever come that close to crying in a doctor's office. I was so stressed out. We did see the doctor. He saw the x-ray. He agrees that the elbow is not broken. I do have to go get an MRI. That's the next step. So he was a very nice doctor, but also he didn't rush at all. He wasn't in a hurry, and he was very thorough, and he was very nice to my kids. So that was very helpful because Nova was being delightful, but Noah was being completely obnoxious. And essentially, he talked about tennis elbow and how normally that's an overuse injury, but this is an injury because of something very specific, such as me banging my elbow in the dryer. And it sounds like there's probably a tear in the tendon, but we can't really make a plan forward unless we have an MRI of the elbow. So, and we also can't answer the question, like, is there a way to postpone surgery until Noah is a little bit older and doesn't require so much lifting, because he really can't lift anything. And he said for 2 months after the surgery. And we can't really answer the question of like how much worse it would get, how much more damage you would do if you put off the surgery. We don't know until we get an MRI. So I have to get an MRI, which he gave me a bunch of places. So I went through my insurance. I found a couple that were in network and I started calling around. I found one that will give me an MRI at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, which is not really how I want to start my New Year's Eve, but Josiah's off work tomorrow. So that means he can stay with the kids. Thank God, because you can't. As much as you can't take a baby to an asthma test, but I do it anyways, you definitely cannot take a baby to an MRI. It doesn't work, right? So I'm gonna go get that tomorrow morning. And then I called them, I scheduled it, gave them all my insurance. And I went online to see what the copay was. And of course, online it says the copay is $0, which is obviously false. So I came home and I pulled it up and it says the copayment is $250. And then I called the people, scheduled the appointment, and they said that the copay is $302.75, which is the most random amount of money I have ever heard of. So then I had to get on a 3-way call with the insurance company and these people who were like, we'll make a note. I don't know. That's just what it says. And the insurance company's like, no, it's $250. So I first, when they were like, yeah, it's $250 for one MRI, I asked how much an out-of-pocket MRI was, and it's $300. So it's still cheaper to go through insurance, even though that is an astronomical fee, I feel, for one MRI of an elbow. But I for real was almost like, well, then I'm just not going to get an MRI for a couple months. Like there's no way. Like that's not in the budget. That's going to require saving for. I can't go get an MRI tomorrow. I'm going to have to cancel this appointment. Except that, what just hit my bank account maybe Tuesday or something like that, or Wednesday last week, was $153 and some change from YouTube money, specifically from YouTube money from like September, October, and November collectively. So I did vlogs in November, which like, because those have ads on them, it kind of like raised the price, because normally it takes me like at least 3 months. You have to get over $100 before YouTube will pay you anything, and generally it takes like at least 3 months to get there. And so that hit the bank account, and so now it's feasible. But I had that feeling, the last time I had that feeling where I was just like, oh, okay, was when I was pregnant with Nova, and our insurance, the OB said that they give you like this contract of like, you have to pay this much money by this week of your pregnancy for the doctor to deliver your baby. And it was like $2,500. And our insurance changed in the middle of me being pregnant with her. And for some reason that meant that we suddenly owed an extra $1,000 before she was born. And it was all supposed to be paid by week 28 or 30 or something like that. And it was like, I was already there. So we had already paid everything that we thought we had to pay. And they were like, it was maybe like a week before or something like that. And so I was in the doctor's office and they were like, and you also owe another $1,000 or we're not going to deliver your baby. And I lost it. And because they were pretty serious about it. And obviously, I don't know what you do with like a crying pregnant woman, but they backpedaled and they were like, okay, we can do a payment plan. That is a lot of money to have to come up with on short notice. And I'm like, yeah, and you didn't, like, nobody warned me. Like, anyways, that's the feeling I had, except this was only $250 because I was literally about to be like, oh, well, in that case, I'm just not going to get an MRI because that's an outrageous amount of money. Anyways, I am going to get an MRI because y'all have watched the ads on this YouTube video or on other YouTube videos for the last 3 months of the year. And so thank you for watching the ads, because otherwise, I don't know. I guess I would just have postponed it. What are you supposed to do? I don't know why I just put a cracker in my mouth. I'm in the middle of talking. So anyways, I was very stressed out this morning and I cried a lot. I'm still like, I don't know, I have like an emotion hangover. Nova was very, very delightful. Noah was just a mess all morning. He's definitely getting another tooth up here and he's already fussing. I hope he goes back to sleep because it's only been an hour and a half, but he probably won't. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any plans for the rest of the day. Tomorrow morning I have to get up, drive a half an hour, go get an MRI for 45 minutes, and then zoom back down to where I live to get blood taken and fasting blood work. Because I got to get that in by the end of the year. So it's covered by insurance and doesn't take up the blood work that I get covered for next year. So yeah, it's just been a lot this morning and it's not really at all how I wanted my day to go. And it's fine because we get to practice being flexible. Things I would tell my daughter. We get to practice being flexible and resilient and pivoting and adjusting, etc., etc., etc. Yay. But I really don't want to practice being flexible and I don't want to practice being resilient. I want to have a good cry. But I will not be doing that because Mr. So-and-so is awake, which means break time's over. It is 10 minutes to 8, also known as past my bedtime, which is crazy because we are going to sleep before the robot vacuum, and I can't tell you anything more delightful than thinking about going to bed right now. I'm so tired. Oh, I'm going to be up bright and early, like I am always, for the last day of the whole year, upon which I shall get an MRI at 7:30 in the morning of my dumb elbow. And it's going to be fine. And then I'm going to go get stabbed and have my blood drawn. What a ridiculous day. Me from the future, me all day has been like, I should not post that video because I don't want you to, I'm not like complaining. I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad for me. Just today has been tough. That's all. It's fine. We'll be fine. Or we won't. But we watched something funny for 20 minutes and now I'm going to go to bed and get a very long night's sleep, I hope, with no interruptions from a baby or a toddler. Nope, it's not really a toddler, but no interruptions from a Noah or a Nova or my husband. Hopefully he sleeps nice and soundly, and we all live happily ever after in this almost last day of 2024.